Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the kitchen with the Hillbilly. They call me Pops. We got pork ribs. We got about 6-pound slab of pork ribs with all this extra meat on here, all the fun stuff that we love. Going to be seasoning this with Pops Original for pork. I'll be mixing that original with brown sugar to make a pork rub out of it. Because if you just put the original rub on, it gets a little salty. I don't use a whole lot of salt in the rub itself. Yes, it is one of the main ingredients. One of the first ones on the list, but there's not near as much per percentage. The ratio, yeah, the ratio is way low, a lot lower. We're taking some of this hard fat off of here, off from between the ribs. I know it's a lot of flavor, but it's a lot of fat too. So we eat that much healthier. How's that? Grandson is with us this weekend. He's outside playing because it's a beautiful day in January. I am on call at work, so if my phone rings, you'll see me actively ignore it. Wait for somebody to leave a voicemail. So, okay, we got that skin off the back of here. Came off pretty nicely. You see, I have this sitting on aluminum foil because I want to save my counters. Big old hunks of fat like that. Yeah, we'll just take that off of there. And stuff like this here, this is original butcher, just leaving stuff on there. Extra pounds that we have to buy that I don't particularly care for. We'll take that down to about like that. And in that little lump of fat that was right here, excuse me, that was right here, I felt a couple of bone fragments in there. So we try to get rid of the bone fragments because I don't like bone fragments. Don't like giving it to the dog, don't like doing any of that stuff. So anything with real small sharp pieces I will remove because it's the way it is, the way it should be. I used to cut and kind of odd frame of reference. I used to stop the video and cut out all the times that I was washing my hands during recording these things. My wife says, you know, you should probably leave some of that stuff in there because, you know, washing your hands is big time when it comes to food prep. So, yeah, silly me. Silly me. So, this is going to be kind of a little bit of an intro. Pull out the brown sugar. C&H Cane dark brown. Pops Original. Pops Original. That's how we do it, man. So, if anybody out there, if anybody's watching this at all, comes up with a good idea for me, share it with me. Please share it with me. And I will I'll do what I can to to accommodate. This is the Pops Original rub. Take a quarter of a cup of it, roughly. Dump it in a bowl. You can't see that bowl, can you? Okay. Camera over a little bit. And tilt it down a little bit. Hey, look at that. You can see the bowl now. That is a quarter cup of Pops Original seasoning. Dark brown sugar. I always use dark brown sugar because it's got a little more molasses than the light brown. Seems to have the same amount of sugar. I just like the more molasses flavor, taste kind of a thing. We'll take one cup in there to a quarter cup of Pops Original. We're gonna mix this up a little bit and see where we end up. We might end up with another quarter cup of Pops Original. This is gonna make a lot of season right here. But you'll be able to tell by the smell. It smells so good. So good. And see how good it smells. See if the dog comes in. But he's outside? Good.
No.
Oh.
Out hurting.
Oh. My dog's got a gimpy leg. In his hip. Sometimes he's okay, but other times he's not. Wiley the Wonder Dog. I love my Wiley the Wonder Dog. He's really good at cleaning up on aisle 5. If I drop anything in the kitchen, he stands there and looks at it and waits for me to tell him, give him permission. Okay, a quarter cup of Pops to 1 cup of dark brown sugar. This is about the right color. We got the Pops coloring coming through, just about right. Just about beautiful. We're going to take these ribs and flip them back over, meat side down, to do some of this very first posturing of seasoning. It probably isn't the same way the other guys on the interweb do it, them barbecue pep boys or whoever they are. But I'm going to take me a spoon and just kind of sprinkle it all along like that. Just make sure I have me a good coating. I like seasoning the bone side first because no particular reason, just because. Take that and rub it in really good. I'm a little conservative when it comes to putting the rub on, especially on this backside, because a lot of it burns off. They say you lose about 50% of your rub. Look at that, that one unfolded on me. Give me a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, you lose about 50% of the seasoning because the fat melts and then it just kind of wears off. Comes off in the cooking device. Put that over like that. We'll do the same thing here, except we're not going to use the spoon because my hands are all nasty already. So we're going to put this on here, and contrary to what a whole lot of people do, I'm going to coat this really well. And then I'm going to let it season, let it sit for a little while. Make sure you get all the edges. Yeah, this smells amazing. It really, really, really does. If you can't smell this right now, you should probably go get tested for COVID, because it smells that good. All right, you see the sugar starting to melt in there. season's starting to get into there. See, season's starting to get into here too. Back to the sink to wash my hands. I'm gonna let that sit in there for half hour, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. Then I'll come back and I'll put the rest of that rub. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're back. It has been roughly an hour since I put this seasoning on here. You can see the brown sugar is already starting to liquefy and melt into this thing. It looks beautiful. I am going to take this out to the smoker that is running, and it's of course my phone, it went to shut off mode. It's between 150 and 200 degrees. I'll put it out there and we're going to smoke this baby for a couple hours. It says it's at 138 right now, which is great for smoking. I'll crank the heat up a little bit more when it's time for some cooking. I want a good smoke on this thing before I wrap it in full. The boys in Texas, they call that a cheatin' wrap or a cheatin' sear or something like that. I don't care, I'm in Oregon. They do a lot of things in Texas that we don't do here. It rains here. It's a sunshiny day right now, not the normal for here. So I know I'm kind of looking down at the camera here because I got my laptop sitting down on the counter. Usually I have it sitting up on top of the box. I could have set it on top of the handle to use the slow cooker, but this is what this looks like. Let me grab her and give her a little flip. Make sure the backside's doing the same thing. Oh yeah, that's beautiful looking. We're going to take a little bit more of this. Sprinkle it on here. Uh-oh, grandson's getting reprimanded.
Because, you know, the rule over here, this isn't your house.
It's a beautiful day.
This is my house.
In my neighborhood.
And so, and we always pick up our mess. I've been a little lenient on you, but, yeah, I know how you are.
First mistake, being lenient on the kid.
Hey,
Yep.
shut up.
You're
going to take advantage.
Unbridled
And
discipline.
you can take a mile. So, go get your box.
She yells at
Bring
me.
it out here and put your phone.
Yeah, it is. Not saying I don't deserve it, but I do.
You can turn that light switch on so you can see better.
If I could turn,
The very first one.
if I could turn snarky,
There you go.
snarky and sarcastic remarks into a paying job, I'd be employed forever. So, that's who we are. It's how we roll. We're going to put this thing out on there. I'm going to think about a vegetable combination for it. I'm thinking maybe Brussels sprouts, maybe some sweet potatoes, baked sweet potatoes. Green vegetable, I'm hoping Brussels sprouts, maybe asparagus. I'll have to go down and see what we've got at the local grocery. I don't want to do canned stuff tonight on this. I want it to be relatively fresh, at least fresh or frozen fresh, to cook out on the grill too. Got the ribs off of the smoker. I went down to see if I could find some Brussels sprouts. Couldn't find any Brussels sprouts anywhere. So we have pork ribs smoked to an internal temperature of 178. And they look like that. A beautiful thing. Grab one of these plates. Slide that over on there. Beautiful thing. We get a couple more on these plates over here. We'll get this little tail section over here a little bit. This is why I don't use the glass cutting board much for recording. Every time I touch it with anything metal, it's pretty intense. One on there. Even if I'm really, really careful, it's still really intense on the recording. Trying to grab it from underneath a little bit. That's the Kai Nagiri. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful knife. Super sharp. Super, super hard steel. I keep it very, very, very sharp. This, let's see. Let me grab one more of these things here. Let me just grab one more of these things here. I'm using the pellet grill out there, pellet grill smoker. The only complaint I have with a pellet grill is the meat doesn't look done on the inside. I know that it is from the temperature. I know it's way overdone from the temperature, but it holds the moisture in. Got a little bit of a smoke ring there. I've had it in there for about 4 hours, so I know it's done. I know by temp it's done. It's beautiful, 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 beautiful meat, chunk of meat right there. Got zucchini steamed. Got tater tots from the oven because tater tots are great. They go with everything. I'm gonna put a little bit of butter on this zucchini, a little bit of Himalayan pink salt, and we're gonna be ready to eat. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being patient with me. Beautiful day today. It was gorgeous. It was 50 degrees or better here. Had about 6 pounds of pork ribs. I mixed a quarter of a cup of Pop's Original to 1 cup of brown sugar. Mixed it up pretty good. Slathered the whole thing in seasoning. Let it sit for about an hour. Throw it on the pellet grill. Let it smoke for about 4 at about 230 degrees. Got internal temperature up to 175, 178, 178. It's smells wonderful, looks wonderful. We're gonna chow down on this stuff. I'll get a couple of still pictures posted up on the Facebook page. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure that you patronize Big Top Farms Facebook storefront, Sweetgrass Hemp Co. All of your CBD needs. Check out their storefront. See something you like, buy it. Tell them the Hillbilly sent you. I get nothing from them. They did me a very, very solid when I was fighting cancer. So I'm returning the favor. Thank you all for stopping in. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like, follow, and the subscribe and the notification bell. That's on Facebook and on YouTube. Please, for God's sake, eat well.